What's up everyone, my name is Jesse, this is the Auditorium. If you're new, I am a musician that reacts to video game music from games I've never played or heard about. Although this one is slightly different, I'll explain in a bit. A big shout out to the requesters on Patreon and PayPal. We have Nobrev, Grarven, Ruthalus, and Vivra, Verra for Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, The Price of Freedom. Now, before I get into this one, this week I just finished the first time playing FF7 Original. I beat the remake, and I have been watching a playthrough of this game right here, and I told the requester, one of the requesters, that to tell me where in the game it plays so I can not hear it and skip it. But I did see the rest of the game, and we'll talk more about that later. But I haven't heard this song yet, at least I hope not. I'll let you know if I did. But I am familiar kind of with the title of this song too, which I'll explain later as well. Anyways, this is The Price of Freedom from Crisis Core FF7. Okay. I've heard bits and pieces of this. I kind of don't want to talk until the end though. A lot of times I don't have context, but this time I kind of do. Oh, the strings are playing the melody in the background. Violin. Oh, man, my feels are coming back. This is gonna be a special reaction because it's like I know what's going on here, kind of. Okay. Well, all the emotions kind of came back. So let's talk about this one a little bit. 9 times out of 10 on this channel, I have zero context. I've never played a game that I'm listening to, etc., etc. This time, it's a little different because I'm currently in this world, playing through it and experiencing it. And although I haven't heard that song until just now, I am familiar with the story now and the part where that would play. And this time it's going to be a little more about the context of the song instead of like me not knowing and guessing and blindly giving random takes. But before I actually get to that, I will say musically, because I still talk about that, musically, it's very simple. You know, it's just a straight up band arrangement, acoustic guitar, the electric, and everything just sounded really kind of, I know it's kind of a cliche to say this, but it sounds kind of like something like heroic. You know, it's got that vibe of like perseverance and we made it type of thing. Now, big spoilers ahead, of course, which I can't believe I'm saying that, but you know, if you've never played Crisis Core, you should probably stop watching now, but spoilers onwards. You know, I'm aware of the outcome, what happens here, and I can safely say that, just as a side note, not to take away too much from this video, but like, you know, he became my favorite character in the whole series. You know, before it was Barrett and just kind of everyone. Every now and then it changes to a different person, but Zack, I think, is like to me the embodiment of FF7. The whole Big Brother thing kind of like hits close to home for me. So yeah, it's a really beautiful piece, despite how simple it is, just a couple of chords, you know. But so it wasn't completely blind, because what I've noticed about this game is that it floats around this motif of dun 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 dun. You know, that's kind of like a Zack theme, I guess. And that was very present here, except now we had violins and the electric guitar, which lets you kind of know in the game that it's like towards the end, like something is like way more important now, because before it was just like the melody, very calm on the acoustic. Now it's like you got the electric power and then the violin to add that like depth. But speaking of acoustic guitar, one thing that was kind of interesting about this game as a whole is I heard the whole soundtrack as I was watching the game, and I noticed that almost the whole soundtrack has like a very calm acoustic guitar feel. There's a lot of emphasis on the acoustic guitar, and you know, maybe part of me thinks that has to do with like the kind of just, you know, human nature of Zack, and it's just a lot more closer to home. I don't know, but I did notice that it's like heavily influenced on the acoustic. When I first looked at this song title, you know, per usual, especially in Final Fantasy, I kind of am confused with what the song titles mean and whatnot. But this time, I really get it, because I think this is probably, if not the most famous quote Zack has, but quite up there. The price of freedom is steep, right? And after I saw this, I saw the scenes in Remake when he says that, and I also, of course, in Crisis Core when he says that, I'm just like, man. So it's just like the song is completely attached to his like departure. So it's, I don't know, it's almost telling that the remake kind of quote unquote brought him back. I'm getting into kind of like Thor lore theory a little bit, but not really. It's just the fact that, you know, the fact that he came back. I was gonna say, with this kind of song, like, it sounds sad and kind of like a finale, but it also sounds kind of like hopeful. So in some weird way, it almost sounds like this song, even back then, they knew that they were gonna bring him back at some point. Kind of weird. That's just the vibe I get, because it's like a sad song, but it's not. It's also happy. So it's kind of like, you know, and it makes me wonder, like, do they have this kind of stuff planned since back then? Or, you know what I mean? So musically, it's a really good song, and it just brought back all the feelings of the price of freedom is steep. And if I didn't know any of the context whatsoever, I didn't play FF7 whatsoever, nothing, just pure music, I still would have thought it was a cool song. I wouldn't have probably thought that it sounded like a hero theme or anything like that. I would have said it sounded more like a village or something kind of just outdoorsy, maybe like a forest or something. Just because of the way it sounded. But you know, now that I know exactly where, like how it plays, where it plays, and who it's for, it's yeah, I don't know. It's a really beautiful song. I'm glad I heard it. Now I can actually hear it in the game when I go after this video to watch that. So, yeah, Zack is a great character. Probably one of my favorite characters in video game history. That's how impactful Crisis Core was. And with that said, thank you so much to Nobrev, Grarven, Ruthalus, Vivra, Verra for the request. If you want to make a request as well to me, you can do so on Patreon or PayPal. And there is a platinum tier for as well if you want to skip the line. And a big shout out to those platinum supporters: Fly, Justin B, Orange, and Roguemock for supporting that. Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone that you see right here, and thanks to you for watching. Thanks to the Final Fantasy community for having my back and for showing me these things. And it's been quite a ride. So until next time, dudes and dudettes, see you later. Peace.